Hello students, welcome back. In the last session we have discussed JDBC versus ODBC. In today's session we will discuss JDBC drivers. Now what are JDBC drivers? Now JDBC, as I have said, it is an API which is used to connect with a backend database like MS Access database, or if you have a MySQL database or any other database you have, you can connect your application, Java application or Java program with the database. Connecting in the sense you can send some data to the database and that will be stored in the database, or you can retrieve some database from the you can retrieve some data from the database and that will be displayed in the application. Now if you look at this, your program is a separate entity and a database is a separate entity. There are two different entities which wants to communicate. The program wants to communicate with the database by sending some queries, and those queries are executed, and the database wants to communicate by sending the information back to the program. Now when two different entities communicate, direct communication between these applications, it is not possible, because the protocols which are followed by the Java program and the database application may not be same. For example, if you are connecting your pen drive with your laptop, there has to be something in between the laptop and the pen drive, and that we call it as a driver, pen drive driver, and this driver allows your pen drive to communicate with the laptop. Same way, when you connect a printer to your computer, there is some intermediate thing which is necessary there, which helps communicating the printer with the computer or a computer with the printer, and that is called as a driver. So here also, when your application wants to communicate with a backend database, there is something in between, so that is a driver. So in Java we have 4 different types of drivers which can be used to create a database application. So we will study about it in today's session. Let's start. So first driver, that is JDBC driver type 1, which is called as JDBC ODBC bridge plus ODBC driver. So type 1 driver, it is JDBC ODBC bridge plus ODBC driver. Now if you look at this JDBC ODBC bridge, you will get to know in this type of driver both JDBC and ODBCs are used. You know about JDBC and ODBC now. Both are APIs which are used to connect to a backend database. But when I say JDBC ODBC, both the APIs have been used to connect with a backend database. Now in case of this, our application communicates with JDBC. JDBC again converts the application call into ODBC calls, where ODBC is connected to any database on the system. So ODBC is not readily convertible to Java, so that is a problem with this. So Sun Microsystem provides a bridge driver to access ODBC data sources from JDBC. Now why this JDBC ODBC driver has been proposed is Java application cannot directly use ODBC. As we have seen, ODBC, it has a C interface, and it is not platform independent, and there are so many things with ODBC. That is the reason the Java cannot use ODBC directly. So if we have earlier programs which are using ODBC, so we cannot connect those programs directly to our Java application by using ODBC. So we needed something by which we can connect pre-existing things with a Java application. For that, they propose the JDBC ODBC driver. If ODBC is already present, we can use the JDBC ODBC driver to connect with ODBC API. So Sun provides a bridge driver to access ODBC data sources from JDBC. This is called JDBC ODBC bridge plus ODBC driver. This delegates the work of data access to ODBC API. In this, the Java JDBC delegates the work of data access to ODBC. The program communicates with the JDBC, whereas JDBC sends those calls to ODBC, and ODBC does the work. ODBC retrieves the data from the database, or ODBC stores the data into database. So the work is assigned to ODBC here. So JDBC is not directly communicating with the backend database, but the ODBC is communicating. Used by developers to connect to databases in a non-Java environment. This can be used in non-Java environment where the Java driver is not available. Your Java driver is not available. There we can go for this JDBC ODBC bridge. So there are certain advantages of this driver, like it acts as a good approach for learning JDBC, because this is a very simple type of a driver. So this can be used if you are a new learner of JDBC. It may be useful for companies that already have ODBC drivers installed on each client machine. So if even it is useful for the companies who already have an ODBC driver and they want a Java application which connects with a backend database, so existing ODBC driver can be used here. There are some disadvantages also. It is not suitable for large scale applications because this driver is the slowest of all the driver which are available. So this is not suitable for the large scale applications. As I've said, this is the slowest of all the drivers, all the 4 types of driver. This is the slowest because you can see the JDBC call needs to be converted into ODBC. Then ODBC converts those calls into a database call, because database is also a separate entity. And then the call is communicated to the database, and the reverse again the same process happens. You can see it in this diagram which explains you more about this JDBC ODBC. Now you can see this is our Java program, and this program communicates. The Java application here wants to communicate with the database. The database can be a Oracle database, SQL Server, or C-based database, any database. Now if you look at the intermediate entities which are available here, we have JDBC ODBC driver, then ODBC driver. Okay, so how this communication happens? First, the Java application uses a JDBC API call. So this is JDBC call is sent to JDBC ODBC bridge driver. So what is driver? Again you can say it is set of classes only. It is also a program which is used to communicate. Okay, so Java application makes a call, ODBC call, JDBC ODBC call, and this call, JDBC ODBC call, it is converted into ODBC call by JDBC ODBC driver. Okay, so as you know, ODBC it is developed in C, so Java calls needs to be converted into C interface call, and that is done by this JDBC ODBC bridge. We call it as native ODBC calls, and it is sent to ODBC driver. ODBC, this ODBC drivers, upon receiving the call from JDBC ODBC bridge, it converts those calls into native DBMS specific calls. You can see here native DBMS specific calls. Now DBMS specific calls, because thus all the databases having different set of protocols and different set of calls which have to be made. That is the reason ODBC converts the calls based on the database which it connects to. Like if it is Oracle, then it converts it into the Oracle specific calls and it is sent to the database. Same happens for the SQL Server or any other database. Now ODBC driver, actually ODBC supports many different databases, means using a single ODBC driver you can connect with different databases. Okay, so this is how the JDBC ODBC driver works. And if you look at this diagram, you will see there are two sets of conversion. First, the calls are sent, JDBC calls are sent to the JDBC ODBC bridge, where these calls are converted into ODBC. Then again the ODBC calls are converted into native DBMS calls. So 2 times the calls needs to be converted into one type into other type, and that is the reason it takes more time. So this is the slowest of all the drivers. Then the type 2 driver, that is native API partly Java driver. The JDBC ODBC drivers, you can say it is not portable because it is used only on the Windows platform, that cannot be used on any other platform, and that is not, you can say, pure Java solution because it is using ODBC again. We have a type 2 driver which is called as native API partly Java driver. So this driver, in this driver, JDBC calls are converted into calls on the client API for DBMS. So there is no need to convert a JDBC call into a ODBC call. Here the JDBC calls are directly converted into calls on the client API for DBMS. This driver uses Java native interface, that is JNI, that calls the local database API. So using JNI, Java native interface, the calls are sent to the database APIs. The native API is partly Java driver, calls the native database library that accesses the database. This driver, like ODBC driver, needs binary code on the client machine. Means even in case of this driver, there is some code which needs to be installed in the local machine or the client machine. As the name suggests, it is partly Java driver. You can say it is not completely written in Java because it is still using native APIs. Means the Java program calls are sent to the JNI, where it is converted into a native API calls. Best use of this driver in the control environment such as an intranet. It is a local environment, you can say, where this type of a driver can be used. Now the advantages: better performance than the type 1 driver. There are disadvantages as well, like JDBC driver of the database vendor needs to be loaded on each client machine. So in this case, we have to load the JDBC driver of a database. Suppose I am connecting to Oracle. Oracle's database driver has to be loaded on the client machine. Okay, the diagram of the type 2 driver, you can see we have a Java application which sends a JDBC API calls to the native API partly Java driver, where this driver converts these calls into DBMS specific native API calls, that is native calls to the database server. For this, there has to be some binaries which needs to be installed on the client machine. Okay, so looking at this, you can see you can compare this with type 1 driver. The one conversion of a call has been reduced, and that is the reason you can say this is a bit faster than the type 1 driver. So type 2 is a bit faster. Okay, so we have studied about type 1 and type 2 driver. Today we will stop here. We will continue with the type 3 and 4 driver in the next session. Thank you.